Fairwood, a quiet subdivision in Maryland's Prince George's County, is one of the richest Black neighborhoods in the United States. For families like the Boatengs, who are immigrants from Ghana, buying a house here was closely linked to achieving the American dream.
A friend in our church, who is a housing agent, took us to this neighborhood.
And it was a beautiful community. I mean, I felt, well, this is the place I want my family to live.
And we were excited. I mean, the kids were excited. We're buying a house. Everyone is going to have their room. No more sharing with visitors.
We actually believe that we made the right decision. It was the height of the bubble, because then immediately after that, then there was the bust, and everything was coming down.
There were a lot of things that we didn't know about, until we got in. And at that time, things were going bad. I mean, not only for us, but everybody in the country, everywhere.
A reminder tonight just how fragile the housing market is. 23% of homeowners, nearly 1 in 4, are what's known as underwater on their mortgages, meaning they owe more than their homes are worth.
Since last summer, Americans have seen their investments shrink and their property values plummet.
We are going through the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression.
One of the places hardest hit by the crisis was Fairwood, and like so many others, the Boatengs were severely impacted. Back in 2005, when the mortgage market was thriving, the Boatengs say they were told they could afford a house worth around $617,000. They made all their mortgage payments for about 2.5 years, but they were financed with a subprime loan, which reset to higher payments, often called shock payments. The Boatengs could not afford the higher amount, and during the mortgage crisis, they could not refinance. Now, they haven't made a payment in more than 6 years. Also, a few years after moving into the house, Comfort lost her job. Determined to work, she started small businesses she could manage from home.
She loves baking. So during the time when we got all this financial stress, we decided, well, why don't we use the same thing that you love to do as a way to get some income at least.
Every week I sell pastries in front of the church. I do that just to raise some funds, just to help me during the week for gas or a few things. Sometimes it makes you feel kind of down. I mean, I've completed my bachelor's degree, they saw it, and then 2 years later I finished my master's and they saw it, but I encourage myself. Because somehow it looks little, but little drops of water forms a mighty ocean.
Comfort eventually found part-time work in the home healthcare industry and still sells baked goods as well. Her husband Kofi continues to work in information technology, and together they earn about $100,000 a year. But it's not enough to cover their debt, which has grown to nearly $1.4 million. Some of their debt is from student and car loans, and some is from money owed on another property. But the majority is from the Fairwood house, which is now only worth 60% of what they originally bought it for. Distraught by their financial situation, the Boatengs look to their church community for support.
We have prayer sessions, right? Times when we pray, and people bring what their needs are. And over and over, these people were in the same boat like we were.
Indeed, many of the Boatengs' neighbors have also struggled to keep their homes. In Fairwood, half of the loans made between 2006 and 2007 went bad.
You have all these letters bombarding you, threatening you, having sleepless nights. I mean, everything just came to a standstill.
It's the feeling that you've lost everything.
Despite years of living in limbo, the Boatengs haven't given up. They're now working to get a loan modification and still hope to save their home.